How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you the best cards for the current price in MLB The Show 25, so let's go ahead and get right into it. They're not going to be in any particular order, but I think that the Blue Jays collection Outlier card is a really good budget option. That collection is dropped down to about, I would say, under 9,000, 10,000 stubs. Definitely one of the top pitchers in the game just based off of pitch mix. This is another card, Corbin Burnes, who's right around 10, 11,000. I'm making this video right after the flash sale that took place yesterday. So a lot of these cards are down in price just because everybody was panic selling everything to try and get as many live series cards and chase pack cards as they possibly could. With that being said, I think this Kerry Carpenter has probably the best swing in the entire game. Has that quick two-handed swing, similar to Gil Hodges, similar to Ian Kinsler. There's a few other guys that have it. Eugenio Suarez is another one. But we got Colt Keith. I think this card is a really good second baseman option. Doesn't have the greatest fielding, but makes up for it with the contact and the hitting. Just in general, really good, solid, diamond hitter. But I don't really pay attention to the diamond badge too much. More so look at the contact. You don't have to platoon that card. We got Lucas Urseg. I think this card is really good. I mean, he's about 15,000, 16,000 stubs. But he was going for a little bit less last night. We got another one on here, Satchel Paige, another card with Outlier. I was kind of surprised this card jumped up to about 15, 16,000. Now he's going for right around 10 or 11,000. Probably should be going for more because I think you're really going to need this card for the next collection in a couple weeks. But then ultimately you're going to want this card anyway, and Martin Dihigo for the cool Papa Bell 99 overall collection that will be later on. Now I guess it could be cool Papa Bell this time around. But I don't think they're going to include that card after Scott Rowland, where you have to collect a bunch of other cards. I think you're going to need all those Negro League Series players. So those cards are pretty cheap. And then, of course, you don't have to get all those guys off the market. But if you do, you can get this John Donaldson card. That will save you a little bit of time. But, I mean, you can just grind the storylines and get that card for free. So, obviously, the price is just time and grinding those missions and moments. We got Tyler Soderstrom. I think this card's really good. One of the better catchers in the entire game. I wouldn't really use him at first base, but he does have that option where if you want to use him as a bench bat, I think you can plug him in a couple different spots. That's pretty valuable. We got Yasmani Grandal, and this card is one of the more expensive cards that I have on the list. I think this guy is a card you're going to see on a lot of people's teams just because those moonshot cards have dropped down significantly. Same type of thing here with this Egg Hunt Pete Crow Armstrong. I think he's a really good card. Having 99 speed and 99 everything on defense in center field is a complete game changer. And if you can hit with this card or at least get on base somehow, some way, then he's just really, really good. I think that Ryan McMahon could also be considered a budget card or at least a good card for his price. I wouldn't necessarily say DeGrom would fit that option. I mean, that's a lot of cards you got to collect, and you do probably have to get, more of the more expensive ones. But they're not that expensive right now anyway. We got Ralph Kiner up here on the list. Another card that I don't have is that Justin Turner. I think both of those cards have a good amount of value. Harmon Killebrew is a very similar card to Ralph Kiner, but you can put this card at third base, corner infield position. If you can get away with using the contact versus lefties, then, on All-Star or something, then that's a really good card. We got Joey Bart. More of a platoon option. Should have probably put him after Tyler Soderstrom, but you could use this card as a platoon option with him. And there's some other guys that you might platoon him with, but a really good option there. Then we got Mike Piazza, really cheap now. He's about 13 to 12,000 stubs, with the flash sale affecting that, of course. But I think that this card is one of the better catchers in the game if you can get past his kind of slow swing. I think it's a little bit faster this year, but I still personal preference, don't like it too much. We got Aroldis Chapman. I think this card, one of the mid-tier collections in the New Threads program. Pretty good card, right? Those New Threads cards have stayed their, current price just because that Anthony Santander is really good. We got Justin Henry Malloy. I think this card is a really solid player. Also has that quick two-handed swing that I was talking about, but this one's from the right side. Very similar to Kerry Carpenter. Really solid card there. We got Jason Giambi. 89 overall. A lot of people like his swing. I don't like his swing as much as a lot of other people, but he's still a really good option. We got Lou Brock on here as well. Really solid card for like 9,000 stubs. A lot of these cards on this list are right around 10K. That's kind of the target price that I was going for. And this Lou Brock has a lot of value for being a 10K card. This Jock Peterson is a little bit more expensive. He's about $22,000, but I actually paid over, right around $30,000, maybe a little bit over $30,000, 31, 32K. And I thought that was a great purchase. One of the better hitting cards in the entire game. And we got Pavin Smith on here. Pavin, as I like to call him. But Pavin is really good. I mean, he's more of a platoon option. You really want to just use this card against righties. But if you're playing on some of the higher difficulties, you want that 125 contact, decent vision. He's going to play well. And one of the legend or GOAT difficulty types of players you can get away with using. We got Tommy Edman. Not the greatest card versus righties, but does have a really nice swing. Switch hitter, has added value, and he's pretty cheap. 16K, was always in the 30s. We got Wade Boggs on here. I think this card, for going for like less than 3,000 stubs, really solid option. Also has a little bit better third base defense than some of the other cards, like the moonshot players that were listed before him. Then we got Tim Raines. This card has fluctuated in price quite a bit. Was in the 15,000 range. Now he's dropped down to like 5K with the flash sale. We got Dansby Swanson. You might look at this card and be like, well, his attributes aren't really that good in the 70s, but he also has that quick two-handed swing, that Gil Hodges one, that Justin Henry Malloy swing. All those guys have awesome timing swings to use online, I would say. We got Gregory Soto. To me, this card is really good if you can use him on the pinpoint meter. Has a really fast pinpoint meter, almost has to swing the joystick around and throw it instantly. We got Hobie Milner. I think this card is really solid. You got to keep in mind, if you get a runner on second base, you don't want to bring this card in to pitch. You really don't want to use him if you have guys in scoring position, because he has that lower clutch. We got Luis Arraez. I think this card is really solid. Also a free option. Just take some time grinding the lefty long ball mini seasons. Also get Tony Gwynn. And I think those two cards are probably the best two from that. You can get the Brian Roberts from the regular Moonshot program. And obviously these cards just take time, right? They're free. But I want to say that they're really good options for their price. The time it takes to get these cards, they should be on your team for at least a little bit of time. We got Ted Williams on here. Cards going for like 10 to 13,000 stubs. Has gotten up there in price, up to the 20s, but dropped down because they put that Conquest pack out there. We got Christian Campbell. I think this card still has some value. Still a really good hitting second baseman. If you don't want to use one of those moonshot cards, this guy has a little bit better defense, maybe a little bit faster, but also has lower vision than some of those other cards that I had on the list. We got Matt Brash. This card is really solid. Great break on all of his pitches. Doesn't have outlier like some of these other guys, like Goose Gossage. I'd probably try to get Goose Gossage over Matt Brash. Also right around the same price. But Goose Gossage has outlier on a fastball. And both of those cards have pretty quick motions, like this Eric Gagne. Eric Gagne is probably going to go up in price, though. To finish off the video, we got a couple of these moonshot cards, J.P. Crawford and Tony Gwynn. Really good options there. Not the best defense, but they will get the job done at the plate. That's going to do it for the best budget cards, or the best cards at the current price in MLB The Show 25. And hopefully you enjoyed. Peace out.